Hello, all you hardcores out there. How are you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest gob in sport. I say the things on here that nobody dares say. Like a broken fucking record, aren't we, with that? Well, we've got to earn, haven't we? Right. Human nutrients. It's pinned up in the comments section. Just click on the link. It says sales at nutrients at humannutrients.com. Just click on that. It takes you straight to the website. Have a little nosy. Let me know what you think in the comments section. All right. Thanks for liking and subscribing, though, and leaving a comment. I'm very happy with how the channel's going at the moment. Obviously, very limited access for somebody like me, a mouthy CUNT, a little mouthy CUNT like me, but not really bothered because I've got a bit of pride about myself, me. I'm not like a lot of people in boxing industry. A lot of them will sell their soul. They say things to me, and then I see him working with certain people, and I think, "Whoa, what are you doing?" Well, I've got to look best for me fighters, or got to look after me, saying, "Oh, well, I'm on my arse," or whatever. Look, go and get a job. Have some pride about yourselves, some of them. But hey ho, it is what it is. We're joined by Kent, my trusty old wingman from Belfast. Been on this channel with me since beginning, and he's still here. Still going strong, aren't you, Kent?
Stronger than ever.
We've seen a few come and go on here. I had 87 different people on here altogether. We've seen a few come and go over the years, haven't we, Kent?
But obviously, they all haven't stood the test of time, Russell.
Well, we've had them all on, haven't we? From people who say man in the mirror moment and this and that and blah de blah. People who are going to make changes and do this and say this, and they've done wonders and shat cucumbers. Right, we called it 5 weeks ago. Mark Tibbs and the Fishers parted company 5 weeks ago. Elmer Fudd put a statement out last week. This week he's put one out that we called, saying he's going to go to Sims. A lot of people said he were going to go to Andy Lee, but we said Sims. There's a pattern here. When people get beat at Matchroom, all of a sudden they pop up at the Sims gym, don't they? Is that because they want to stay in with Eddie Hills? Well, over to you, Kent.
It's basically they're told to go there. We're promoting you. We're investing in you. Do as you're told. We need to see. I need to know what's going on. I need to see what's happening in training, and you'll be told what to do, and that's what it is. You've no choice. You know, a lot of these guys are on promotional contracts with promoters. What does that entail? Does that entail that you have an in-house coach? Do you have your own coach? Do you have your own management? I've already spoken about that in another video. But I'm not surprised by this, and I suppose Mark's only himself to blame for taking him on. And what was always going to happen was the first time that he was beat, it was always going to be basically Mark Tibbs was going to be the fall guy. So he gets beat for the first time, and I all of a sudden he leaves Mark Tibbs. So that for me shows that they're shifting the blame on the Mark Tibbs. Now, no disrespect to Mark Tibbs or anybody else, any other coach, but you don't have the amateur pedigree, the fundamentals, the balance, the composure. You don't know how to get hit. You don't know how to react under pressure. When you turn professional at any level, you're going to hit a ceiling, and his ceiling is going to be very low. And no matter how much training he does, and no matter what he does, he's not going to get any back better.
Can the same
And
be said
Mark,
about Fabio Warner, though, or has he got the equaliser?
he's now. I was going to say that. So what I'm coming to is he doesn't have the equalizer. You know, unless you're carrying. You look at Deontay Wilder, fundamentally dog shit, absolute dog shit. But he carried a lot of power at one stage. Now he doesn't seem to have that now. He's a massive puncher, where Johnny Fisher doesn't have that, and he doesn't have any fundamentals at all. So he wasn't going to go very far. And I think what will happen now is the next phase of his career will be very carefully matched, very cutely what matched to the point where they'll probably go down the route of a a WBA Intercontinental, a WBA International, WBC Silver. For me, that's as far as they can take him, but it has to be of a very, very low caliber of opposition.
Yeah, it's a shame, really. But Mark Tibbs did tell them, you're not ready for a Rhino rematch. You need 3 or 4 more fights. Now, maybe they got a bit gassed after winning an area belt. I don't know. But Mark Tibbs and them are not working together. They've gone elsewhere. They've gone to the Sims gym. Now, what happens if he starts icing people all of a sudden now? Are they going to let Rhino get knocked about by Makhmedov and then somebody else? And then we're going to have Rhino begging when he's got a big belly for Fisher fight. Is that what we're going to have while when Fisher's up and running with a few more wins? Or is Fisher going to be found out in his next fight?
I don't think he's ever going to be good enough, Russell.
Don't
He
you?
just doesn't. No, he doesn't have the backdrop of amateur pedigree. Doesn't like he hasn't been hit enough. He hasn't had enough hard fights. He hasn't had enough hard spars. His body isn't conditioned. So I think it's going to be a real big ask. I think to improve him. I think Mark Tibbs took him as far as he's going to take him, but I don't think any coach around UK or world boxing could take him any further than that. I think Johnny Fisher right now is as good as he's ever going to be. He's not going to get any better.
Yeah, it's a shame because he comes out with all right answers in his interviews, but it looks to me like he's a bit media trained, like a poor man's Joshua. He's my friend and I like him. Well, what about Fabio Wardley? He's my friend too. And Tyson and Peter Fury are my friends. I know them. Look, it's business. Do you know what I mean? Rhino punched him up and he'll punch him up in a third one. He don't even need to train for Elmer Fudd. But
No,
in my opinion, the father's got too involved, like Stan the Man DeBar. What do you think?
I think he's like a massive Achilles heel. Like these guys, you've got John Fury, you've got Stan flipping Dubois, you've got Johnny Fisher Sr. Just there's no need for them. There's no need for them to be there and to take the spotlight all the time and to make everything about them. It's not about them. It's about the fighter. So I don't think that helps either. Him being around camp every day, and I think Mark Tibbs will look back on it and actually say, you know what, thank goodness that's a blessing to the skies. I can actually, because Mark Tibbs would have had to put more time in, a lot more time in with Fisher than he would have any other fighters. And I'm sure, I'm not saying this is a case, but probably some of his other fighters suffered because Mark had to put so much time into Fisher because of his background and his lack of experience and lack of amateur boxing pedigree. So what would have took a lot more work coaching Johnny Fisher than any other of his fighters.
What for Johnny Fisher now? There's with Sims. Then what do you see him getting out quickly again? I mean, what if he gets beat again? What can they do with him?
I think it'll be a while before he gets beat. I think they'll go on a tour of, you know,
Others,
I think they'll go on a tour of kind of like they'll find guys like they'll find really poor opposition. Like you can go down the heavyweight division and you can like find guys that are 22-0 and are absolute dog shit. You look at you could go down the route of the David Hay comeback
yeah,
on the Comedy Channel. You can go right down to that level of guys and get undefeated guys and get guys with potted records who are absolutely hopeless. And I see him fighting probably about 7 or 8 guys like that
yeah.
before they even can. Yeah, I can see them even before they can even consider putting him in a live fight. I don't even. I actually don't think you'll see him in a live with a live opponent or even half live
Yeah,
opponent ever again.
they'll go back to
Ever.
the beginning, won't they? And then they'll get Rhino down the line, won't they? When he's not at his best, do you think?
I still think Dave Allen beats him.
I think Dave Allen bashes him up. Problem with Dave Allen, we don't know what Dave Allen's going to turn up. Is he going to turn up like a British level guy, or is he going to turn up uninterested?
You
Sometimes it
know,
looks like he needs a rocket up his arse to get him going, doesn't he? Because he don't throw enough lever, does he, Dave?
yeah, you look at the Linroy Thomas fight, and you look at everything else. It's it's just a massive disappointment of a career, and I actually sick talking about him, to be honest with you.
Well, he's all over telly at the moment. He's put a statement out today, the Rhino, and he's saying, uh, in the last 48 hours, I have sold more tickets for October 11th in Sheffield than I have for pretty much the rest of my career combined. I never sold many tickets, and I've never really had many friends. Playing Pokemon all day from leaving school and traveling 7 hours there and back to the gym didn't help. So I'm very grateful for everyone who has bought tickets or reserved one. It's going to be such a mad night. I don't know what to make of that. He never sold more than 7 tickets when he was with Dennis. He had 13 fights with Dennis in two stints, I think 10 year apart. Uh, so I don't know what to make of that. But let's say he's had in his career 33 fights. So 7 tickets times 33. What's that? Let's be conservative and say 250. In fact, let's say he's going to do 1,000 tickets. Who's going to sell the other 9,000 in Sheffield? Because have you seen the undercard? That undercard is not going to sell another 9,000. That's if Rhino does 1,000, and that'll be in his dreams. Josh Padley, Reese Bellotti, Ibrahim Suleiman versus TBA, Hamza Udin versus TBA, Connor Tudsbury versus TBA. Terrible undercard. What do you think? Junaid Boston versus Bilak Fawaz. I mean, well, that's for English Superweight title. So I put, hang on a minute. Junaid Boston and Bilak Fawaz for an English light middleweight belt. Wow.
Garbage,
Wow. Wow.
garbage.
Are they English there? I don't know. Anyway, that undercard is an absolute shocker. I'd be surprised if that show even went ahead. It's 10 week to go. Or sorry, 6 week, 5 days to go. So sorry, 9 week, 5 days to go. So we've got 68 days to go. Are we going to have 68 days of how many tickets Rhino's done and who's on the card and blah de blah? Is that what we're going to have? Well,
68 days of YouTube interviews and Talksport interviews, absolute garbage.
oh my God, is this what we're going to be faced with now till October 11th? And will Rhino be walking out to the ring with his WBA Continental belt, even though it's not on the line? What do you think? Is Eddie not paying the sanction fee for him? But is he going to walk out with it anyway?
Probably will.
Oh
It's the only
my
belt
God.
he's won, isn't it?
Hey?
It's the only belt he's won.
Well, it's not one of the 6 levels area English, British, Commonwealth, European, or World, is it? Do we count the WBA Continental? Because Crusher's got one,
No,
hasn't he?
it's a Crusher belt, isn't it?
When Crusher had his belt, Rhino didn't count that as a belt. So are we counting Rhino's belt, or is he still back to only owning the snake belt?
Snake belt.
Is it a snake belt job? But
Absolutely.
the other side of the coin is, and we both agree on this, Rhino were knocked about for years at Matchroom as the whipping boy, so he deserves a payday, doesn't he, really, from Eddie?
Well, he's himself to blame, really.
Well, yeah, because if he took his time, he could have maybe done something and got his son in shape.
Yeah, he's himself to blame. You know, you can't play the victim all the time in your career for things that are going wrong. Yes, he wasn't looked after and managed well, but when you look at the opportunities he had, 2 fights against Limroy Thomas, he couldn't win either of them. That was a big opportunity for him at the time. Who, as I say, Limroy Thomas, a former sparring partner of Wilder, and it was a really winnable fight. They plucked him out of nowhere for a Commonwealth title. and it was just absolutely, he just was absolutely crap. So he can't blame anybody else on that other than himself. Like so Luis Ortiz, exactly. Dylan White possibly shouldn't have happened, but the rest he's only got himself to blame.
Okay. We'll finish off on this then. Fruity gets sentenced this month. How long do you think he's going to get, Kent?
Fucking who cares? What 10? I don't know. No idea. Fuck
Who
him.
cares? You're not bothered, are you, Kent?
Fuck him. Fuck him.
I've got a few bets running actually. My mate were involved with that Encrypto. He got 12 year on a guilty. So what's he going to get for running a trial? It'll be a lot more, isn't it?
Brutal.
Because if it isn't
Brutal.
a lot more, if he gets less than 12, kid I know who's doing a 12, he's got grounds for appeal, hasn't he?
Absolutely crazy, Russell. Like it's
Yeah,
just
it is.
it's
You won't
mad.
think that,
Really
would you,
mad.
from somebody with a position like that, handling all them fighters, getting involved
Yeah.
with load of knackers.
Dream. That's a dream. Like people would love to be involved. Personally, at one stage, all I wanted to do was be involved in boxing, whether it was doing something like this or help training fighters, being in camp, things like I was like, I had slept, bread, breathe boxing at one stage. And for me, that would have been a dream. And just to throw that all away, like it's not exactly a day's work. It's not like you're getting up, and doing a 10-hour shift, being flat out all day long. It's a luxury, and obviously took it for granted.
Yeah, it's a shame in it. But do I wish him well? Do I? Okay, well, listen, Kent, it's been fantastic to have you on. 10 videos, that's the most we've ever done in one session, isn't it?
It's a marathon.
It's a marathon, but we needed to get a few things off our chest, didn't we, lad?
Absolutely, Russell.
Have a great evening, Kent. I hope you're well, and we'll speak again. Thank you for coming on. You've been a real tonic to the channel.
Peace out, Russell. All the best.
Take care, Kent. Thank you very much. Well, that were Kent from Belfast. That's in Northern Ireland, for those of you that used to twag geography. That's about it, really. 4 minutes left on battery, so we've done well there. I'm back up north tomorrow and see my kids and my dogs. And I will get these uploaded then while I'm watching whatever my lad wants to watch. I'm going to take a film up though. I want to watch Angels with Dirty Faces with James Cagney, but my little lad, he's 12 now. He'll want to watch some cartoon or something. But hey ho, if it's cartoon time, I'll get these out tomorrow. Okie dokie. One peace out. Max, I hope you're well, you tosser. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Hopefully, we'll get Terry on at some point this week. If not, it'll be after the weekend, but I'm seeing Terry this weekend anyway. All right. Well, Booyaka, don't forget to click the link in the comment section. It's pinned to the top. Sales at humannutrients.com. Go check it out and have a little look. Might change your life. Okie dokie. Booyaka. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe as well. Hit that subscribe button, as the Cobra say. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Go on, Booyaka. Peace out.